What's up, family? It's your girl, D Ray, the Divine Relationship Alchemist, helping you heal your relationship with self to heal your relationship with others. This is my first time going live on YouTube, or actually my second time. So we will see how this goes. All right. The topic for today is how to manifest your spiritual gifts. How to manifest your spiritual gifts. And the one way that I'm going to talk about today, which I'm sure is not the only way, but the one way that I'm going to talk about today is manifesting your spiritual gifts through trauma. All right. Before I get into that, email me at relationshipalchemy1144@gmail.com to get your free readings on Sundays between 1 to 3. I already have a couple of people lined up, so I'm going to only accept 3 more people for tomorrow. 3 more people for tomorrow. So if you want to be one of those people who gets a free reading or a free consultation, you got to email me. You better email me quickly, all right? Because I'm only taking the first 3 people. So email me for your free reading, for your free consultation. It's only 10 minutes long. I give a couple of extra minutes just for questions and, just to chat a little bit. But hit me up because you want that. And it's so good. It's so good. It's so powerful. I just tell you exactly what your spirit already has been shedding. The information the spirit has already been communicating with you. I just verify and give you that confirmation. All right, but let's get into the topic. So, how to manifest your spiritual gifts by way of trauma. All right, and trauma is a normal part of our lives, right? And trauma has its varying ranges. You know what I'm saying? You can have a traumatic experience when your gas tank is damn near on E or is on E and you trying to hurry up and get to that gas station. That can be a traumatic experience. A traumatic experience can be, finding out you have a health issue or health problem, finding out that a family member has a health issue or health problem. And, when I make my videos, they all come straight off from what I'm going through in the moment and what spiritual revelations that I'm having. I just come and share them immediately. So obviously, I've experienced within this week a little bit, and in the past too, a little bit of traumatic experiences, but not actual physical things happening to me, but more so an emotional experience. And so I want to go ahead and add into there right now with there's a lot of emotional things going on right now, right? This new moon coming up in July. Stay tuned for my new moon reading and what we need to know from spirit for that time. But it's the new moon and solar eclipse, and it's a lot of energy. And actually for like the past 3 weeks, there's been just very intense energy, a lot of things happening to people that I love. And then even with me, a lot of emotional kind of purging and things of that nature. So at this moment, we are losing a lot of things, which, is funny word, double entendre. It's like we're losing things, but the things that we are releasing are things that have to be released, that needed to be released. But sometimes we have resistance when it comes to releasing. Anyways, your spiritual gifts can come online by way of trauma. I'm going to give 3 reasons as to why that happens, right? So the first thing, we already have learned through all the study that we have been doing that our subconscious mind is programmed by trauma. So we have these highly emotional experiences happen, and those experiences immediately leaves an imprint on our subconscious mind, therefore it being changed, right? But what spirit just channeled to me right now is that not only can our subconscious mind be programmed by the trauma, but our subconscious mind could also release new information in the midst of trauma. How does that even happen? Well, when we are in a traumatic experience that is kind of highly emotional, we are wide open. Our subconscious mind is open. So not only can things come in, but things can come out, right? And so I just realized in my own experience that when my back was up against the wall in some situations, which I'm sure y'all have experienced that too, but when your back is up against the wall and you have no other choice but to go within, things come out. And so in my own experience, I've been in a situation to where Funny enough, like say, for example, and this is not traumatic, but it's something that you take seriously and you take into consideration. Dream and I already have 2 children, right? A 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. We love them so much. And we don't want to have a 3rd child right now at this moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're open, we're not completely closed off. But right now at this moment, we are enjoying our family of 4. And so, we love each other. And so there are times where souls, higher level beings are like, nah, I know y'all said that y'all don't know if y'all want to have another child soon, but we want to come through. And so that's a highly emotional, even, conversation that Dream and I have to have. Like, okay, if we are expecting right now, this is how our life is going to change. So when we think about trauma, you want to think about life-changing experiences, things that alter your reality, right? And so having a child is not necessarily painful, but it's life-changing, right? And so what has ended up happening, and I'm so grateful for, and Bobby Hemmett talked about this before, back in ancient Egypt, women knew how to call on their cycles, right? That's a spiritual gift. That's power to be able to tell your body, to control the cells of your body and tell your body what to do. And so I have actually learned how to communicate with myself in a way to say, cycle, come on, right? Now is not the time. Now's not the time. We don't want to have another kid at this very moment. And I command my body to turn on, all right, and get that stuff flowing. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I've been able to do this using the power of my mind. And that happens when your back's up against the wall and it's like, what am I going to do? And so your spirit, your higher self, your subconscious mind is like, I got answers, right? Because your subconscious mind is all knowing. It has all the answers. It's all encoded there. The thing is tapping into it and unlocking all of that information. And so I've learned by being in that situation a time or two, how to communicate with my body, the type of tone that I have to communicate with myself, right? To say, let's go. The tapping into the different goddesses, that Lilith energy, right? That's what I'm talking about. So the subconscious mind not only is open to receive the information that is happening by way of trauma, but the subconscious mind also gives solutions to that trauma, which also leads to the next point, right? In this spiritual journey, we are taking control over our lives. We're saying, if I manifest something, it has actually come from within, and it's my spirit actually leading me and guiding me to something, right? We don't ever think that things are out of our control. And so with that being said, when you get in traumatic situations and your back's up against the wall, you don't have anything outside of you that you're calling on, like, hey, I don't know what's going on, come help a sister out. No, you have to go within and ask for the solutions, right? Like same thing what I just said with the subconscious mind. You are focused on the power that dwells within, all right? So it's like, what you're going to do. So in the terms of a health issue, we already know that doctors have very limited information. See, spiritual people, spiritual beings, we understand that there's always a cause to any ailment, any sickness, right? There's something spiritual and mental that has caused that to manifest in your physical body. And with having that knowledge and with having that awareness, you also must know that there's something in you that can cure this thing. So what even brought me to even talk about this topic right now is that kind of personal, but my mom was having some health issues and she was going to be having to have a procedure. And from talking to her, I could tell that she was kind of fearful of what may or may not happen, which is totally understandable. And feeling her energy also put me in a state of fear, a state of trauma. Like, man, I love my mom. I can't at this moment, I cannot go without my mom. I need my mom at this moment. And so I got into a highly emotional state of being. And so what ended up happening was I went to her house the night before she was about to have this procedure that actually went well. Thanks to Spirit. Thank you. And Archangel Michael, thanks for having our back. But Went to her house that day, and it was very emotional. And I ended up putting my hands to her stomach, and I could feel the pain rise up out of her stomach and come into my hands. I wasn't about to shed tears at all that entire time that we were there. We were there for a while, just kicking and hanging out. But when I put my hands over her belly, I felt her pain come out of her stomach and into my hands. And that was the only point in time to where pain came to me. Like, I felt emotional pain, not physical pain. I felt emotional pain. And we all know that emotions, those lower vibrational fear-based emotions are what cause us to have sickness, illness anyways, right? So you got to deal with your emotions, especially in this time right now, to where it's been such an emotional time. You have to deal with those emotions. You have to find balance, and you have to deal with them constructively. Dealing with your emotions is not being like, nah, I don't feel that, and then pushing them down, because when we push them down, they reside in our wounds, right? But I put my hand over my mom's belly, like so, like she was standing in front of me, and I put my hands like this, and I felt all of her pain. And that was the only time in that entire time that we were there that I actually wanted to cry, or that actually tears fell down my eyes. I felt it. Then when I removed my hands, it was gone. And so later on that night, I had told my love, Dream Wise, I was like, babe, I tapped into a whole nother gift that I didn't know that I had, right? A spiritual gift was unlocked to me out of sheer love, I love my mom so much. I still want more time with her. I want us to continue to grow together. I want us to continue to build upon our relationship and understand each other more. I love her, right? So it was a scary, traumatic experience, but out of love, I was able to learn of a new gift that I have, which is, some people will call it Reiki healing or energy healing, but I don't know what I want to call it just yet, because I ain't studied no Reiki. And that's the deep part. That's the spiritual part. Everything is already us. Forget the names, the titles, and all of that stuff that we give it. It's just something that we naturally do, right? And so I was able to pull that pain out of her. And do you know, when I removed my hands from her, she said, wow, I feel different. I feel lighter. And I was just, in my mind, I'm like, what the? I just felt that. That just happened. I did not know that that was a gift of mine, but it is. I'm a healer. And it's funny because every time I even make one of these videos, or anytime somebody asks me what is my craft or what I specialize in, I say, I help people heal their relationship with themselves to heal their relationship with others. So I'm like, ding dong, you're a healer. And there's multiple ways to heal. And so these hands absorb that energy. And I was solid enough and strong enough to constructively do away with it. So when I got home, I saged, I sprayed my own cleansing oils on me, and it was amazing, right? It was amazing. Instantly, it just came on. I listened to my intuition. So that's another thing. You got to listen to your intuition in these moments. I listened to my intuition. My intuition said, just put your hands in front of your mom's belly. And so I just did it. Didn't ask no questions. And right when my hands got there, all of that pain rushed into my hands, and I felt it. I was hurt. All right. And so even in that situation, it gives you a heightened level of understanding in the people that you deal with and the people that you love. Nevertheless, a spiritual gift came on. These hands are healing hands. And it goes, your spirit is always preparing you. Your spirit is always preparing you, because just last week, I told you some entities led me to read the book Liber Null and the Psychonaut. And the page that these entities sent me to was page 169. 169 talked about shamanism. Shamans are healers. Healers with their hands, healers with their voice, healers with the concoctions that they put together, which leads me to my next thing. I ended up making my mom a oil blend. Okay. I mixed up some different oils and herbs, and I took it to her and I said, I want you to rub this on your belly every day. And you rub this on your belly every day, and you talk to your belly, and you tell your belly exactly what you want it to do, and you will be healed. And I told her that wholeheartedly, knowing, because I've done it on myself. All right. And so from that traumatic experience, from the feeling of my life will be changed forever if something were to happen to my mom, I was able to come on with a new spiritual gift. And now the next and the last thing that I want to talk about is something C. Freeman Manel said. He said, we only have problems so that our spirit, so that our soul can come up with the solutions, period. So whenever we're faced with traumatic experiences, you are led to tap into your inner resources. You have to tap into your inner resources. You are going to tap into your intuition. You're going to tap into your optimism. You're going to tap into your curiosity. You're going to tap into these core emotions that all stem from love that help you to overcome things, right? And when you do that and you completely surrender yourself to knowing, to the fact, to the truth that everything that you need is within you, all different kinds of things are going to come online. Your spiritual gifts will come online. Here's the catch in all of this, though. One of the most important things in this is detaching the emotions. All right, because sometimes we get too overwhelmed with the experience that we're in, that we're not able to actually hear the intuition that is coming into us to tell us how to actually deal with the traumatic experiences we're having. Let me slow all of that down. Sometimes we are too overwhelmed with the apparent circumstances that we are not able to hear our intuition giving us the solutions to healing and dealing with the circumstances we are in, right? When our intuition communicates to us, it is unlocking different aspects of us that we did not know were there. It is revealing and unlocking different parts of our DNA. All right. Okay. So some of us are shamans. Some of us are healers. Some of us are alchemists. Some of us are all empaths. Some of us, I'm definitely an empath. Some of us are, which is why, and oh God, thank you, Spirit. That's why I felt that energy like that. And then tapping in and knowing myself more, I was actually able to really absorb it and do away with it. Really pull it out and be like, look, we don't need this. Let's release this. And without the words even being spoken, my mom and I's relationship has changed and transformed. That's a whole nother topic. Anyways, within our DNA is all the knowledge, the information that we need. We just need to be quiet enough in the midst of those situations, and actually we want to stay connected to our intuition, stay connected to our soul, to our spirit all the time, as much as possible. All right. And so create situations and circumstances for you to actually understand how spirit communicates with you. I say again, that's why I do the readings. And besides loving to talk to y'all. Okay. I do the readings because it's so beautiful to feel my Ka, the infinite me, the part of me that has no shape or form. It's so beautiful for me to experience that energy just well up in me and start moving me, if you understand what I'm saying. It's like Brother Panic says, sometimes he be going off in a lecture and he don't even know, he goes back and listens to it and he like, what? I said that, right? It's that experience. It's that spirit coming through, right? It's that infinite power coming through. It's that void coming through. It's that you can be anything you want to be coming through. All right. So our spiritual gifts are infinite. We have so many. Some of us can see into the future. Some of us are healers. Some of us are, psychic mediums. Some of us can speak to the ancestors. Some of us we all have so many gifts, right? We all have so many gifts. The problem is that we don't open up and give way for our spirit to come through and show us what those gifts are. All right. And so in traumatic experiences, you have that possibility. The most important part in it is still being able to get into that peaceful state, get into that knowing state, and watch the gifts come through. All right. Email me. All the information you need is in the description so that you can get your free reading. If I don't get you in this Sunday, I'll get you in next Sunday. Like I said, I'm just engaging. I'm just engaging with myself. You know what I'm saying? Seeing how much I can do. Love you guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.